Hi, and welcome to You in the Spotlight podcast. My name is Mihaela Vlad. I am your host. I am an advertising strategist for women who are building their business around their personal brand. And I have created this podcast because I want to bring in the spotlight other women entrepreneurs who are building their business around their personal brand and they have a story to tell. I want to hear their story. I want to share their story because in this way together we can find more inspiration and more tips on how to go one step further in our business. Also, in some episodes, I am going to share from my experience, I am going to share tips and strategies on how to get more reach and how to convert your followers on Facebook so you can create a better strategy and you can get the most from the Facebook platform where you are building your business. Also, I want to invite you to go and join our Facebook group. It's the You in the Spotlight community. It's a free Facebook group where you can meet with the other guests and you will have more training and more tips on advertising strategies from me. So see you there. So thank you very much for accepting my invitation to be part of my podcast and my show. I'm very honored and very, very excited about discussing today.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to introduce you to our audience. So you are Grace Calo and you are a coach,
Yes.
right? And you help women to ditch that, let me remember, uh,
You
perfection.
know,
I did watch some of your videos and I love them. And that's why you
thank
are
you.
here.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored. I'm so excited for this opportunity. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting and thank you for wanting to share from your wisdom. And I
Yeah.
would love to let you speak about you and your business. Tell us more about what you do and how you can help people and how did you end up starting this business. I would like to find
Yeah.
out a bit more about your story.
Okay. So, about a year ago, I was in a very toxic marriage. I was married for 9 years and I was feeling really depressed and suicidal. And it wasn't just because of the marriage, there was a combination of just how I was living my life and my current mindset for our, and the fact that I hadn't healed from any of my trauma in my childhood. So, but all I could focus on was my marriage. So I made the decision to leave my marriage. And my first thought wasn't about becoming a coach. It wasn't about anything like that. It was about leaving this toxic marriage and really figuring out who I am. But as I kind of started developing different perspectives on life and different mindset tools, I began to fall in love with myself and realize that learning who I was, learning my body, learning and understanding that we have a language, our body has a language that it speaks to us. I was able to really let go of a lot of things and be able to realize that, I want to help other women in this same situation. And I know there's a lot of women that are feeling lost and scared and anxious and depressed. I think it's not just a woman thing, it's really a society thing.
Yes.
And my background is in mental health. I have a master's degree in social work. So I have worked in the foster care system, child protective services. I have worked in a locked psychiatric facility. So understanding mental health in that way, and then now combining it with my own personal experiences of self-development and spirituality, I realized that I felt like I could do more for the community and the world at large being a coach rather than just being working in that 9 to 5 job setting, because there's a lot of limitations in the way that I can approach my clients and work with my clients in that setting. There's a lot of bureaucracy, which I understand. People sue a lot and you don't want to get caught up in that. But I just went on this self-discovery path, and just it led me to wanting to just help others as much as possible. And I realized that a lot of us suffer from perfectionism because we are pretty much taught as children to compare ourselves, to look outside of ourselves and look for what success means and happiness means and what beauty means and what a beautiful relationship means. So we look at all these things outside of ourselves, and when we don't match that to the level of what we think we should, then we start to downplay who we are. We start to have low self-esteem. We start to think that our worth in life is meaningless because we don't look like the people on TV, or we
Yeah,
don't act
and
like
we're
the
not happy in our own body if we start
right,
comparing, and we want to meet that, you know, perfect body or perfect
right,
image of someone. And like you said, it's a society thing, not necessarily only woman thing.
right.
But yeah, our audience will be mostly women, people who will listen to us, and we are trying to inspire them, and we are trying to give them, you know, ways to overcome things and, you know, go one step further in the business. But with every guest I've had, we touch this point that not only women need
No,
this kind of service, and not
no.
only women are in need, men are the same affected, and we are all persons, and we are all souls here on this world.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Hmm.
but you mostly serve women because
Yes.
they resonate more with you, and you know this.
Right. So I only serve women. I have definitely helped men in the past, and especially when I was working my 9 to 5 job, I was helping just the community at large. But I think that as you go into the coaching world, you'll see that a lot of the men coaches work with other men and the women work with other women. And I think because this is such a personal experience, we're helping someone really tap into those stories that they don't talk to with themselves, let alone another person. So I think we can really relate with, feminine energy with feminine energy, and like masculine energy with masculine energy. I think it just makes it more comfortable for people to get transparent and to get real with somebody else. But I think I could definitely coach men, but
Yes, but
I
I'm,
really,
I'm I'm quite on my way to, you know, somehow understand this, because we had discussions always that why women wants to help only women and not everybody, or if I'm trying to help everybody, why is not working? Only women will
mm,
actually pay me for my services. And it's
hmm,
not, I really want to go deeper than and I want with you, because I know this is some kind of your specialty. um, it's not only because it's not a feminist thing.
no,
It's very well how you explain it, that it's an energy, it's a
hmm,
feminine and masculine energy, and it's more comfortable to speak one with each other, and probably the communication is it's smoother. It's not that we are
yes,
feminist and we only want to help women. It's because
no.
the communication is smoother, and I like the way you put it in words now, and I really like it, and I would like to just say that I'm with you with this.
Yes, and if when we, not to get too much into energy, but we both, men and women, carry masculine and feminine energy. And there's a lot of women that will identify and sit in their masculine energy as being that comfortable energy source for them. But I think as women, and men, we are raised in society differently, as much as people may not want to believe it or whatever their perspectives are on it. We are raised really differently, and that has an effect in how we view transparency, and how we view our emotions and feelings, and how we processed our trauma. And so I think when we can speak women to women, you could just, there's just a rapport there, and there's a relatability, because even when I speak with women in other countries, there's still that relatability of how we are viewed in the world as women, as the nurturer, as the mother, as that type of person, as a person where we're seen to be able to have emotions, or we're known for being too sensitive, or whatever that looks like. So there's that camaraderie there, that when I work with women, it's like, there doesn't matter their background, we can both relate to being a woman, and what that means in expressing ourselves. And the same with men, they're kind of taught to suppress those emotions. They're taught to be the provider, and to always to be powerful, and that's very hurtful for them too. So I think with another man that's a coach, they can definitely jump into relating to, what does that feel like to be raised or to be seen in society where you're not supposed to ever have an emotion. So I think that's why you see that kind of divide. I don't think divide is really the right word, but you see that kind of like men with men coaches and women with women coaches. I think
Yeah,
that's why.
that's a very interesting perspective, and I really relate with the way you put it in words.
Mhm.
It's something that I really relate to, and I think you're right. And you
Yeah.
understand very, very well those things. And tell me, you are starting, when did you start this business? It's a long time ago, less
No.
than a year ago, you started to have that, you leave your marriage and these things like that.
Hmm.
When actually
So,
you started?
yeah, so like I said, I left my marriage about a year ago. It's been a little bit over a year now. But when I left, it was never meant to like quit my job and become this coach. It was just like, I want to heal from this relationship and I want to heal in a deep way so that when I move forward, I was still thinking about relationships only. I was like, okay, well, I ended this relationship and I know in the future that I want another relationship. So let me work on myself so I can be really good for the next guy. That was really my
Okay.
mentality. And so in doing that self-development journey, I just followed my intuition and it's just been a beautiful unfolding. So I really decided to really start something in February of this year. And then I was working with my first business coach and trying to just get things off the ground and things like that. So I still feel like I'm a baby in the coaching world, even though I have a lot of mental health background experience and I've technically coached those people. I just really started up like in May of this year and just been really working on myself. And it's a journey having a coaching business or any kind of business that that's really personal as well, because you have to go through a lot of mindset and mental blocks yourself to stand firm in who you are and your abilities as a coach. So that's been a journey as well. I'm still on that journey. And I think that's really important for anybody else that's out there that's new, that's coaching. It's like you are your own first client, really, because when you show up and start speaking with other women or your tribe, you're really showing them the end result of the work you've done for yourself. So I think that testimonials are very important and speaking out and being public is very important. But at the end of the day, the way you show up is the way you're showing your clients that they can also live their life too. And I think that's super powerful. People kind of forget that we are our first kind of like experiment here, because most of us go through this journey because we hit some type of like rock bottom experience where we're just tired and we're fed up and we don't want to deal with it anymore. And then we just kind of process and just figure things out on our own before we ever decide to maybe get a coach, or some of us maybe never got our own coaches, but we ourselves are our own first client.
Yeah,
So
that's a
I've been
very
on this.
interesting approach, and I love it. And I think I appreciate a lot the way you come up very, very open and very sincere in where you are in your journey, and the way you actually transformed your journey in a business
Yes,
from the
yes,
desire of helping other people, and you transform your own experience in something that you can offer to someone else
yes,
as a
yes.
model to follow.
Yes, and it's from that journey of looking within and falling in love with myself that I realized that so many other people in this world are suffering or have suffered the way in which I did. And if I can do anything to help other women not suffer like that and stop their suffering and realize that they are the ones creating that suffering, then that's my mission. That's my purpose, is to really just be of service and to love others and to be compassionate. And not only that, especially when you help women, I think people understand this more and more now, that when you help a woman, you help a generation. So in me helping myself, I have an 8-year-old daughter. I'm now helping her, showing her as an example of what self-love looks like, showing her an example of what it means to follow suit with your dreams. She may not understand all the details, but I'm still being an example to that. So as I help other women, it's not just about their own self-love journey and them ditching that mindset. It's about changing lives for their children,
Changing the
changing
future
lives in their,
generation.
yeah, because when you can stop that trauma, then you can stop behaving and allowing those emotions to fuel the way you behave in the world. Well, that means you're going to raise your children differently. My relationship with my daughter is so different now. Our bond is so different. I can now consider myself a conscious parent because I'm awakened and I understand the power of my behaviors and the power and the influence of what I can create and do in this world. So it's so much more than me just coaching a woman. It's me really helping a family system. And that to me is, there's no words. for how rewarding that is.
I think they aren't, because now I when you speak, I feel that emotion, and I feel
Mhm.
it's really a ripple effect on how we actually raise our children, and the impact is going to be for the next generation as well. And this is how you can actually understand how important is your job
Yes.
and your
And
mission.
it, yes, I feel that it is extremely important, and it's so beautiful to wake up every day and know that you are here for not just yourself. And that's the funny thing that happens. You go on this self-love journey, you go on this journey for yourself to develop, and then the more you learn about yourself, the more you can learn about the world around you and be compassionate for the world around you,
And you can
and to
love the world more.
and you understand there's more to life than just like like you just getting up and going to work and coming home and then watching Netflix. Like there's so much more to life. You have a purpose. Everyone here has a purpose, has abilities, has things to show and give the world. And the beauty is that whatever that purpose is, it's something you naturally like doing anyway. So you end up getting paid for being yourself. And I think everybody can do that. I think everybody in this world, if they just let go of all the like baggage and all this stuff and figure out what they really want to do in life, they will literally get paid for being just naturally who they are.
That's so
It's
amazing.
magical. It's
It
magical
is.
because you're just like, no way, I like this. Like I'm not stressed. I really like what I'm doing. I really love being of service. And you're gonna like, I'm gonna be able to create a business and a life for me and my daughter because of this. It just seems
It's
so
just amazing.
far-fetched, but
It's
it's
just that,
real.
we live in a society where we are taught from where we were small that we have to fit in that society, and we have to, obey and fit in those roles. And that's why at the beginning, we all start by thinking we need a job, and we
Right.
have to do a job, and we have to, meet certain standards. And I think at one point, each of us, at one point in their life, will realize that this is not the way, and they can actually discover who they are here, and they can transform this in a business, and it is possible. We
It
have to.
is possible.
The message that I want to just put it loud now is that
Mhm.
yes, it's possible. If I can do it, if you can do it, we can inspire other women that they can do it as well. All they need is just to, to let themselves on this journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somehow that it is possible.
It's very possible. And I tell people like, just a year ago, 2 years ago, I would never have thought that this
So
was going to be my life. Like not even close. Like I was just like everybody else, going to work, going through the motions, feeling anxious, depressed, lost, scared, lonely. And that comes because we're not grounded in ourselves. The more disconnected you are from who you are, the more you can allow fear and other things to take over. The more disconnected you are from the truth of the experiences you've lived, the more you can be easily freaked out when things don't go your way. And that's what my message my main message is: jump into the fear, jump into your trauma story, because it wants to talk to you. Those emotions are there to tell you, make a left, make a right. It's a GPS system, and your body is fueled by love. The GPS wants you to always feel good and feel love. And so when we realize it and have that different perspective on the things in our life that we consider negative or bad, then we can let go of some of that fear and realize, oh my God, it's there to teach me something. It's there to tell me that the reason why I'm feeling this way is because things are not working. It's a very simple process that people we overcomplicate it because we're taught to overthink, and overthinking doesn't really help us out too much, because then we get into all these crazy scenarios that most of the time never happen. So we stress ourselves out for no reason, when all we need to do is just look at why we feel that way. Why do you feel anxious? Why do you feel depressed? Why do you feel those things? Why? Because your body is saying, look at me, this is not the right way. There's a
yes,
different way that feels better. That's it.
if you don't feel good, you just have to think about what you have to change. It's
Yeah.
not that if you're not happy, you're not in the right journey, you're not in the right place. So like you said,
Yeah.
those are signals. You spoke
Yeah.
a bit about, you mentioned that you are awakened now, and I heard about this in some of your videos.
Yes.
And can you share a bit more about this?
Yes. So to me, when I say
What means,
awakened,
what is for you? Yeah.
yeah, or
Probably
if
each of
it's,
us have our own definition, but
yes,
I'm very,
I, I, I think for me, when I say a spiritual awakening or awakening, it means I am now, I now realize that I am not my emotions. I now realize that I am in control of my emotions and that I'm awakened to the world around me and the possibilities that are there for me. And I don't have to live a life that I've been told, that all the things that we've been taught as children, we've been taught in our society, we've been conditioned to think that way and to believe in certain things. Um, there's a lot of things that we do that we don't really know why. It's like, well, why, for example, do you feel like you need to get married by a certain time or have kids by a certain time? Or why do you feel less than because you don't have a degree yet and you're in your 30s or something? Like, why? Well, that's because society has conditioned us to think this way. And so for me, being awakened is being removed from all that. I no longer consider that I'm a part of like the world in the same way. I'm separated from it because now I know that I'm just the observer. I no longer am just mindlessly living in the emotion and living day to day. I can now view everything from a different perspective with my eyes wide open instead of allowing the labeling and all these things to be the deciding factor in my life.
that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this because I think it's such a personal perspective.
It is.
And yeah, I do appreciate that you wanted to share with us. And I would like to ask, you are the face of your business and you are at the beginning and you show up with videos and with in your group. How is that feels? How is that, in what is your lesson from this that you can share with?
So, like I said before, entrepreneurship and things like this, it's a journey. So I definitely had to go through processes of saying, okay, I'm gonna make videos. I'm gonna show my face more. I love to write, so writing like print copies is much easier than like doing videos, or at least in the beginning. But now it brings me joy. It resonates in my soul, and providing content the way I do every day, it's just something that comes naturally. Like if you look at my videos, like my hair is always crazy and stuff because I literally roll out of bed and I'm like, what do I want to say to my friends? Because that's how I feel. I feel connected to my group. I feel connected to the people that resonate with my message. And I'm like, I roll out of bed and I'm like, this is from my heart. I speak from my heart. I don't plan anything. I don't organize anything. Every day is very new for me, and it's just whatever's on my mind and whatever I feel needs to be said to the collective. So it's so much fun. It's so rewarding, and I really enjoy the process every day.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So it's fun and rewarding. And
Yes.
with video, you connect more with your audience. And really, I feel because I watch your videos, and from there, I really could create a connection. It is different than just reading a blog. Of
Yes.
course, it's okay to read, and I enjoy reading as well. And I read posts and blogs. But when you get to watch that person, pouring her soul in there, it's a different connection.
Yes, I agree. I think when you go on create videos, it allows others to connect with you and to kind of really like get to know you more on a personal level, which is my goal. It's like we're all friends here. We're all here to support each other. I'm here to support you. So when I do videos, I do feel more connected, and and it's been such a good journey. Just it's been a really therapeutic journey for myself to be able to be this transparent with essentially strangers, right? Like
Yeah.
they don't know me, and I'm just like, here you go, guys. But it's in that transparency that I'm trying to really convey to other people that look, you and me are the same. I often say you are me and I am you, because we are all the same on this planet. We are all the same. We're all just trying to figure things out. No one got a direction manual when we were born, and we don't know what we're doing. We make mistakes, we get mad, we get upset, we get angry, we have things in our past that have hurt our feelings, so it's like the more I can be transparent and make that trendy and cool, the better. Because I think when you can wake up every day and just say, this is who I am, and whoever's going to like me is going to like me, and whoever doesn't isn't going to like me, and that's fine.
That's
Oh
fine
my
because
gosh,
we
it's
don't need
freeing.
everybody to like you, to like us.
Right. And not everybody will. I mean, I made a video once and I said, this is more about intimate relationships, but I was telling women, you know what? There's like so many billions of people on the planet. Some people don't find you attractive, and that's okay, because there's so many of us.
I
I was
see
one of
that
them
video.
that just,
I loved it.
yeah. It's like I stressed out for all my 20s and all my teens and all my life, wondering how attractive I was to men out there that I didn't even know. It's like, why did I waste so much time and energy on that, when the reality is whoever you end up being with, whether they are friends, whether it is it's a relationship, you want to be around people who like you. So the people that don't like you, who cares? Don't stress out and see and worry about if you're liked or not. Just be yourself, and those that naturally have similarities to you and gravitate to you will just come. And it just frees up so much time and space and energy in your mind. It really does.
I totally agree with you, and I love that video, and I've seen it. I remember that video.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, I would like our people who watch us to be able to get in touch with you if they wanna, how they can get in touch with you, how they can join your group, so they can benefit from your videos and your advice.
Yes. So if you go on my Facebook, which is just Grace Calo, Calo, go to my Facebook. You can click the cover page, and it sends you a link to my Facebook. So I have things on that, kind of like a landing page, so people can go there. I do have a website, which is lovesthyself.com. And then I also have a Instagram platform, which is love, LUV, thyself 11 underscore. So I know that's a lot, but
It's a lot, but
yeah.
if you send me those links, I will put them in the description, so people
Okay.
will
I
be
think
able to.
I think I emailed them
You
to
did.
you
All right. So
already.
when I'm gonna
Yes.
publish the video, I'm gonna put it in the description, so people can, if they are interested in what we have discussed, and they are interested to see more of your videos, which I can assure you they are amazing.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
so they can just go and join your group and follow you.
Perfect.
I'm in your group,
Perfect.
and that's why I can see your videos, and I do enjoy them from time to time. Maybe I don't have time to see all of them, or
Of
Facebook
course.
will not show me all of them, but the one that came in my news feed, I really enjoyed them. And they are so good, and sometimes we need to see people who speak about certain subjects that probably we've been through in the past.
Yeah.
We relate
Yeah.
with. And yeah, if you want to get in touch with Grace, just go and click one of the links that I'm going to put in the description. Okay.
Awesome. Perfect.
Now,
Yeah.
before we finish, can you give us one piece of advice for other women entrepreneurs who are in the beginning, the same like you, that will help them to, go one step further in their business?
Hmm. My biggest piece of advice is believe in yourself. That there's a reason why you want to be an entrepreneur. There's a reason why you want to be a coach. And regardless of your current circumstances, whether you're working full time, part time, you've got kids, you've got a spouse, you've got things going on, there's a reason why this is in your heart. There's a reason why you're doing this and you want to pursue this. So never give up on that. I go up and down and all around, but at the end of the day, I know my why. And I think knowing your reason why and knowing your purpose and knowing the foundation as to why you want to help others, that will continue to motivate you.
That's
And
amazing.
also know that as you go through the journey and as you go through maybe setbacks, that none of it's really a setback. It can feel that way. Oh my gosh, it can feel that way. You're like, what am I doing? Am I weird? Do people even understand? Am I resonating? All that is part of your journey, because you're letting go of an old version of yourself that's never done this stuff before. So if you've never done it before, of course it feels uncomfortable. So you have to feel comfortable with being uncomfortable through this whole process. And once you get something down and you're like, I feel comfortable in that area, guess what the world does? Something else comes up and you have to, because you're always trying to develop, right?
Of course,
So
it's a
something else
journey.
comes up so just feel comfortable with being uncomfortable, and letting the universe help to guide you and let your intuition help to guide you. I think that's the biggest thing. Don't give up and just move forward no matter what happens.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. That
Thank you.
this discussion has been so inspiring, and I really appreciate, and I'm very grateful that you accepted the invitation. And I'm sure everybody who will watch this, they will be inspired and they will start believing more in themselves.
Thank you. I'm just, thank you for everything. This is a great opportunity for me. So I appreciate you reaching out to me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to go and join our You in the Spotlight community, the free Facebook group, where you will meet the other guests and you will meet other women entrepreneurs who are walking on the same path, and you will get more training on how to reach more customers and how to create your advertising strategy. See you there.